friends, my name is Danielle and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be talking about my favorite romances. Now, I have only really recently started reading romance books. I've always enjoyed fantasy, sci-fi, things like that with romance in it, but the last couple years is when I've really started to like dive into the genre a little bit. I still don't know my taste on them. There's still quite a bit in romance that I feel like I need to explore, but these are my favorites at this current moment. So I have 5 novels and then a duet that are my favorites. So I think I'm gonna kind of go in order of how I read these. I don't know if I'm gonna specifically talk about them exactly in the order that I read them, but I'm gonna give my best guess. I originally got into romance because of Jess from Peace Love Books. I loved watching her videos even though I didn't read romance at the time, but every time I watched her videos I always got super interested in reading them. So I ended up picking up some historical romances. I found them really cheap at thrift stores, online, in free little libraries. So I ended up picking up a couple and I ended up actually really enjoying a couple of them. One of them is Tessa Dare's When a Scot Ties the Knot. This one is probably my favorite Tessa Dare, though it is pretty close to another one of her books, but I was like, I only want to pick one by Tessa Dare. This one follows a woman that does not want to get married. She has like really bad social anxiety. So she makes up a pretend fiance who's in the army, writing letters to him and actually sending him, thinking that it's not a real person, so they don't arrive to anyone. She inherits a castle, I think in Scotland, and when she moves in there, this man shows up and is like, hey, you've been writing me letters, you promised we're gonna get married, I'm here to get married. It is adorable and sweet and silly and fun, and I just love the way Tessa Dare's books are. They're just a good time. They don't take themselves too seriously, and I know I'm gonna have a good time with them. I've loved almost everything by Tessa Dare, but yeah, she is one of my favorite romance authors, and I love this one. This one is definitely my favorite. We'll just go with the historical romance. This is my second and my only other one that I absolutely love, and that is The Madness of Ian Mackenzie by Jennifer Ashley. This one follows a man who is institutionalized. He's kind of seen as mad by society, but he really doesn't care what other people think. He meets Beth, who is a widow, instantly falls in love with her, knows that he wants to be with her, and like pursues her, and it's just their relationship, him opening up to her, she coming to understand him, and I loved their dynamic. I loved their relationship. If I remember correctly, there's like a little murder mystery actually even in this too, if I remember correctly, but I just loved both of these characters, their building relationship. It was just exactly what I wanted from a romance, and these are just a lot of fun. I haven't read anything else by Jennifer Ashley. I keep meaning to pick more stuff up from her, but since the one book that I read from her I loved, I just haven't picked up another one. But yeah, this is one I just really enjoyed. And then the next one I think I read after that was, I got into contemporary with Beach Read by Emily Henry. I picked this up because I really enjoyed A Million Junes by this author. This is her adult romance debut. I know everyone loves like a specific Emily Henry. This is the one that I like. I really don't enjoy the other two. This is the one that I enjoy. This is about 2 writers that both kind of have a little bit of writer's block. They end up staying at cabins next to each other, and they kind of had a weird standoff relationship in their writing class in college, and they decide that they're going to swap genres to kind of help themselves get out of their writer's block and fall in love in the process. This does deal with many more topics, especially with grief. The main character lost her father, and she does learn that he had a mistress, and dealing with these conflicting emotions that she has about her father while in her budding relationship with the male character. I just really enjoyed reading this. I had such a good time. It was exactly what I wanted. So yeah, this one was definitely my favorite from her. And then I don't know which of these 2 I read next, so I guess I'm gonna go with this one. My favorite male romance is Moonstruck by Onley James. This is the 3rd book in the Necessary Evil series, which is a series that follows 7 psychopaths that were adopted by this man who wanted to use their psychopathy for good. This book, Atticus's book, is my favorite. He is basically the head of the household, but his brothers kind of give him a really hard time because he doesn't really like murder, and he meets Jericho, who murders people also. This is a book about people murdering bad guys, and I loved their relationship. I loved how it went, how it developed, how cute it is, how much Jericho just wants to take care of Atticus, and Atticus doesn't really want to murder. He just wants to do his research, and I love it. I've already read this a couple times. It's kind of become a comfort book to me, and yeah, I love this one. It's just so good. And then this one, of the 3 Brown sister books, this one is definitely my favorite. It's Act Your Age, Eve Brown, Bedelia Hibbert. This is the 3rd book in the Brown Sisters trilogy that follows each of the Brown sisters as they are coming to find love. This one follows the youngest Eve as she is basically trying to find her place in the world. She is struggling to try to find her place in the world, but then her parents decide that they were going to cut her off. She ends up at this bed and breakfast where she meets Jacob, accidentally hits him with her car, and stays to help him out. And it is their relationship, and I just loved both of these characters, their relationship. I thought it was just such a good time learning about Eve trying to find her place in the world, trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life, and Jacob coming to terms with maybe his life is too controlled and he needs a little bit of something else in there. Yeah, I just really love this one. I love these characters, and I had a great time reading it. And then lastly is my favorite Duet. This is my favorite dark romance, maybe. I haven't read a lot of dark romance because it is not my favorite. I don't love super dark themes that seem to pop up, but this one just really worked for me, even though it shouldn't have. And that is the There Are No Saints, There Is No Devil Duet by Sophie Lark. This follows a woman named Mara who is kind of caught between these 2 psychopaths, these 2 serial killers, as one of them has given her just a little bit of attention and the other one thinks that that man is interested, and so he decides to go after her. She survives, and now she's kind of caught between these 2 men. Her relationship is with the other psychopath, and this is very dark, but I loved Mara as a character. She's just so strong-willed. She does not take shit from anyone. I love the way that she handles this psychopath, but she does have some trauma in her past that she has to work through, and I just really enjoyed the way the story went. I ate it up so quick. I read the 1st book, immediately purchased this edition, bought the 2nd book so I could read it because like I just loved this series so much. I will say that I enjoyed the 1st book more than I enjoyed the 2nd book, but together I absolutely love this story. So that is it for my favorite romances. It is not a lot. I am still trying to find my way through the romance genre. I am still really unsure what I enjoy because I feel like I try to pick up similar books to these and don't like them as much. I really have no idea my tastes in romance. I am trying. These are the favorites that I have at the moment. Hopefully in the next couple years I'll be able to look back at this video and have many more favorites. But for now, these are the ones that I have enjoyed the most. And that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any romance recommendations. I would love to hear what's your favorite romance. I'm always looking for more recommendations because I really have no idea what else to read in romance, but I would love to hear your recommendations. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.